You fuck with Big Brother, you get straight. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck he said. Big Blue told me something I can't hear. You already know what the fuck time it is. Turn up and tune in.
I am very proud to announce today that we have reached a deal to end the shutdown and reopen the federal government. As everyone knows, I have a very powerful alternative, but I didn't want to use it at this time.
What's going on, fam? What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, everybody? This is the Real Talk, Real Shit podcast. And I am Big Bad A. And you already know what time it is. It's your motherfucking host and your boy, Big Bad A. And it's time to turn up. Alright, now, I've been out the game for a few days. I'm sorry about that. If anybody was wanting to hear from me or anything, I've been out the game for a couple of days. My tooth been fucked up. As you can see, it's swelling up. It's like abscessing a little bit. My very back tooth got to come out, so I got to make an appointment to get that shit taken out. And I don't even have insurance, medical insurance, so I got to goddamn find somebody who can do that shit with cash. All right, and that's one downside to not being in society like that. Like, you need shit like dental and eye care and health care. You need that as well, I believe. Like, but you can stay on top of your body, you know what I'm saying, and keep it. Like, even your teeth, you can stay on top of your teeth and keep yourself healthy, you know what I'm saying? But when that shit goes from years of candy abuse and shit like that, you know, you're gonna have to get some teeth replaced, you know what I'm saying? And I've been doing good, you know what I'm saying? I got good teeth, but you can only do so much by yourself, you know what I'm saying? You gotta eliminate the sugar and all that crazy crap. But I digress. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to some very strong supporters I got and motivators I got. My boy Trey 57 Productions, my girl D Eyes, and my boy and my girl TNT Life. New supporters, TNT Life. I really appreciate y'all. As a matter of fact, you might have been supporting me for a while. I've seen the comments like some time ago, you know what I'm saying, and subscribers some time ago. So I really appreciate that for you checking in, and you know, and I never realized the effect of working with people. You really do better unifying with people and connecting. I mean, you really got to understand, God wouldn't have put us. I'm in this room by myself, but I'm talking to however many people this can get to. And God didn't put us on this earth to be alone and separated and isolated. You know what I'm saying? Like I am right now. He didn't put me here to be isolated and separated. He didn't put none of us here to be alone and separated. So if you ever feel alone, reach out and tell somebody you feel alone. You know what I mean? You'll never have to be alone in this world. So I appreciate all the support and everything I get from everybody. Because y'all keep me going, and I hope I keep y'all going and growing, because that's what it's all about, going and growing. You know what I'm saying? Continuing the race and building up and being better while you're, you know, in the rat race. All right, today I'm going to talk about this government situation. They supposedly reopened. They, Trump and the government, whoever, they signed some type of deal to reopen the government. But what people are not paying attention to, it's a temporary opening. It's not going to be reopened indefinitely. It's only getting opened up until February the 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. And if anybody paid attention, the government said they weren't going to start processing taxes and stuff till February 15th. They said they wasn't going to, They said they weren't going to process taxes until February 15th. So, with that being said, they already had some type of February 15th plan going on. You get what I'm saying? So, I'll say this. When I'm put this video up, because I got a video attached to this too. When I put this video up, pay attention to when Trump says, this man says, he's talking about the plan. Opening it back up, and he was like, I could have done a more serious something more serious. It's not the right time or something like that. Basically, bro, they could have opened the cat out the bag. And I'm saying this is what I'm saying. America ain't fucked up to where they gotta start knocking niggas off and shit like that. If they do, they're doing that secretly. But America is fucked up to where they gotta test the citizens. Shit like that 30-day government shutdown, 35-day government shutdown. That's a citizen test. So they can see how far they can push us to see where, like, they want to see how far they can push us to see where we can go or what we're capable of doing. You got to understand, we got the power. We run the country. We are the country. You know, when them people wasn't getting paid and shit, if they wasn't to keeping doing their work and shit, it wouldn't even be nothing. Like, they supposedly locked up one of Donald Trump's, somebody on his team or whatever, and unpaid FBI and people was locking them up. You get what I'm saying? So please understand that we got the power, and if we don't go forth with this shit, it won't be nothing. If you don't clock in every day and go to work, it won't be none of that shit. Like, it won't be none of that. You know what I'm saying? So pay attention to the video. Pay attention to what Trump says, his tweet he says too, because he said something about, like, the race continues, the rat race. The race continues after these 21 days is up. So what y'all don't understand is this is just a Band-Aid. This cut, they slit the wrist. These people was bleeding out. They couldn't feed themselves. They couldn't, you can't do shit without no money. The world runs off money. So they couldn't do nothing without their money. So America, the government's like, yo, let's goddamn patch them up. And the worst part about it is these was damn government officials. You know what I'm saying? People work for the government, so it's real fucked up. But understand, these are all social tests to see how far they can push us, to see our breaking point. Because the powers that be, they can't do nothing without us reacting to it. Like, if we wasn't saying nothing, if everybody in America wasn't saying nothing about this government shutdown, this shit would have stayed shut down. Because it's still shut down. It's just patched. They put a sticker in it and propped it up, for 21 more days. So watch this video, check it out, and let me know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? And one other thing real quick for the video. Pay attention to these fucking newscasters who are just negatively talking about the president. Now, I don't give a fuck about no president. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against no president, but I don't give a fuck about none of them niggas because they don't work and pay my bills. The only thing they doing is keeping the shit alive. You know what I'm saying? Or keeping the game alive, the fake game that they're playing. But so I don't give a fuck about no president. Ever since I've been alive, since 85, nigga, I've been doing what I had to do to survive. You know what I'm saying? And that shit ain't gonna stop. You know what I mean? So watch these newscasters who talking all this shit about the government, about the presidents and leaders and shit to try to persuade you to feel like that or whatever. Because at the end of the day, we shouldn't watch TV. We shouldn't even be subjected to TV where they just demonizing every little thing that everybody does who ain't on their side. You know what I'm saying? That's that divisive bullshit. But it's your motherfucking boy, Big Bad A. I appreciate everybody. I understand why Donald Trump called this shit fake news, but at the same time, fuck Donald Trump and fuck all that shit. Open the government up. Stop fucking with us. Give us our money, because y'all damn sure taking our tax money every year. We damn sure paying. I pay like $200-something out of every check, bro. So them niggas better do something with that shit and stop playing with us. It's your motherfucking boy, Big Bad A. This is the Real Talk, Real Shit podcast. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all so much for checking me out. Thank you so much, and I'll be back at it again.
When people ask what the longest government shutdown in U.S. history was all about, what will be said? The short answer, of course, is the wall. The 35-day shutdown over the wall, which caused immeasurable suffering to hundreds of thousands of Americans, ended today. The same day that Roger Stone, the longtime Donald Trump advisor who invented the idea of building the wall as a trick to remind Donald Trump to talk tough on immigration at his campaign rallies, was taken into custody in the early morning hours by more than 24 federal employees working without pay, armed FBI agents, and indicted by Robert Mueller. Donald Trump's terrible Friday started with that news and ended with him violating one of Roger Stone's cardinal rules of politics: never admit defeat.
I am very proud to announce today that we have reached a deal to end the shutdown and reopen the federal government. As everyone knows, I have a very powerful alternative, but I didn't want to use it at this time.
You know, Donald Trump put a brave face on that, but that is what total abject defeat sounds like. That is what complete surrender to Nancy Pelosi sounds like.
We're grateful to Democrats on both sides of the Capitol for their unity that was very, very important in these discussions. It's sad, though, that it's taken this long to come to an obvious conclusion. I quote Lincoln all the time: public sentiment is everything. With it, you can accomplish almost anything. And we thank the public for weighing in so strongly.
35 days of a shutdown, and Donald Trump got nothing. 800,000 federal workers got the financial hardship of 2 missed paychecks. Another 1.2 million federal contractors will never be made whole. Members of the Coast Guard were forced to go to food banks. Law enforcement agencies were begging for money to enable them to just do their jobs. Today, airlines began grounding flights as air traffic controllers called in sick, and all for nothing. Tonight, the president signed the legislation he vowed not to sign after it passed in the Senate and the House. It will fund the government for 21 days. But just because Donald Trump got nothing doesn't mean the situation is the same as it was 35 days ago. Nancy Pelosi took on Trump and beat him. The Democratic caucus stayed united. And it's starting to sound like the Republican caucus is changing course.
This is good news. This is long-awaited news. In fairness, Mr. President, this never should have happened.
And of course, Trump's base feels betrayed. Conservative commentator Ann Coulter, who prior to the shutdown was enjoying the power to order the President of the United States around, tweeted, quote, "Good news for George Herbert Walker Bush. As of today, he is no longer the biggest wimp ever to serve as President of the United States." One headline for right-wing media outlet Breitbart News read, "Government open and border no wall, still no SOTU." Tonight, Donald Trump took to Twitter to try and claim defeat is not defeat, with a vague thread about what could happen when the temporary funding runs out in 21 days. Well, this was in no way a concession. If no deal is done, it's off to the races, exclamation point. Joining us now is Tim O'Brien, executive editor of Bloomberg.